Well, all you women out there are enjoying this immensely. I know that. Come on out here, Lori Branham. My golly. Here's $400. We're going to give you another shot to beat another one of those wimpy guys next week.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to get into trouble here. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lori Branham. Come on out here, Mike Haynes.
Who you calling wimpy?
I didn't. Hey. They're anything but wimpy guys. They're the very best in the area, and we have another one coming out next week.
Wally's going to get you calling him a wimp.
Oh, Wally Topinko. Hey, he was rooting for Laurie here today. Well, John Meczynski comes in next week, right?
He's another tough shooter. He's been on the show before and always performed well, and I don't think I've ever beaten a guy, so he'll be tough.
Listen, do you think it's tough, you know, for men to come out and bowl head-to-head in a situation like this against a woman? Is there a little psychological disadvantage, do you think, Mike?
There's probably a little bit involved, but you just got to forget about who you're bowling and bowl against the score, and, you know, there's a lot of money at stake. $400 and a chance to win 4 or 5 weeks is big dollars, so you got to just forget about it and bowl.
And the outside shot seems to be in vogue here at Kenmore Lanes now, doesn't it?
Laurie had a great pocket shot. You know, she could make a board in and still hit the pocket, and she was carrying some 7 pins, and she bowled excellent.
And John's game is suited to most any condition.
He can bowl. Most of the guys here can bowl. Any guys and gals can bowl, you know, any condition, inside, outside, whatever it takes. A lot of different bowling balls, and anything can happen.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. Well, Lori Branham tries for 3 in a row, the hat trick right here next week against John Meczynski. We'll be back with the pro here, Mike Haynes. This is Van Miller. So long from Kenmore Lanes for Beat the Champ.
Beat the Champ from Kenmore Lanes and Kenmore is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress.
John Meczynski versus Doug Burke, Saturday on Beat the Champ. John Meczynski challenges Doug Burke, Saturday on Beat the Champ. Hi, I'm Van Miller. Saturday night at 7, a couple of outstanding right-handers go at it on Beat the Champ. Our champion is Doug Burke, the first Canadian ever to win on Beat the Champ. The challenger, John Meczynski, a Buffalo right-hander who's enjoying a great season. 2 outstanding bowlers make for exciting competition. Watch Beat the Champ Saturday night at 7, right here on Channel 4.
Channel 4 presents from Kenmore Lanes and Kenmore, Beat the Champ. Here's your host, Van Miller.
Hello, everybody. A couple of outstanding right-handers go at it today. With me is Mike Haynes, our color commentator, PBA member. Lori Branham, our defending champion, is making a couple of tournament stops, could not be with us today. And in her stead is our alternate bowler, Doug Burke of Welland, Ontario, the first Canadian-born ever to win on Beat the Champ.
Yeah, back in 1977, Doug was on and he won, and he's back again. He's fortunate to be here, and he's ready to go.
Okay, and he's taking on a very, very tough right-hander in John Meczynski.
Most definitely. John's one of the toughest righties around. He's had a great season so far. Should be a good match. A lot of strikes today, Van.
Okay, it is 3 games, total pins. $400 to the winner, $200 to the runner-up. Shake hands, gentlemen, and we'll see who's going to win this match between Doug Burke and John Meczynski.
Right now, you can own a beautiful kayak, award-winning Carefree pool, and get $500 off.
$500 off?
That's right, $500 off. If you call 1-800-THE-POOL right now, you'll get early delivery, low prices, and no payment until midsummer.
Wow.
Plus,
there's more?
That's right. This price break includes a spa action, hydrojet free. Just call 1-800-THE-POOL.
I know, 1-800-THEPOOL.
It's the right year, say it out loud. From the fans in the stands to the TV crowd, it's the 10th man making a big sound. In the silver bull, it won't slow you down. So come on into Coors Light, it's the right year now. Do the good life, yeah. The good life, yeah. So come on into Coors Light, it's the right year now.
Here is John Meczynski out of Buffalo. He is 33 years old. He's been on the show several times before. Carries a 218 and 219 average. Hasn't bowled a lot because of a wrist injury that has plagued him and cannot practice a lot, but he's been warming up pretty well, Mike, hasn't he? And doing that.
Most definitely.
So now we go to Doug Burke, and Doug is 36 years old, slenderly built 6'3" right-hander out of Welland, Ontario. Works for the North Side Dairy there in Welland, and his wife Arlene, his mom and dad looking on here today. And Doug takes it home. So we open up with matching strikes here at Kenmore Lanes. Their big tournament's coming up. We'll tell you more about that as we go along on our show today.
You can see Doug's style. He's 4-step approach. Nice and steady, even steps.
He's quite a golfer, enjoys playing cards recreationally. And comes up a little light and does not carry on the 4-pin. Kenmore Lanes will give $1,000 for a 300 game. Another nice crowd looking on here today. And next week we'll have one of the more flamboyant bowlers we've had on the show many times, Fran Bax of Niagara Falls.
Yeah, Fran was on earlier in the season here at Kenmore Lanes, and he bowled I think it was a 770 something. He just had an outstanding set. He had the first 10 strikes the one game. We thought he was going to bowl 300.
And he was also on the Channel 4 Open this year. Here's John Meczynski.
Both bowlers are playing the extreme outside line. They're using harder shell bowling balls. The lanes are a little bit drier right around the 5th board, and that's the line both bowlers are playing.
John has not been able to bowl tournaments as he normally does because of the wrist problem. Boy, it sure doesn't look like it's bothering him today, although he said he might have to have surgery on it.
Well, I think he needs, probably more rest than anything else. Sometimes a nagging wrist injury will just be, achy and painful until you got to rest it a little bit. John cups the ball quite a bit, and he does twist on it, so he puts a little bit more pressure on his wrist.
Meczynski has opened with a double here and moves over on lane 11. Up and away. That's a nice way to start your day with a triple.
If he throws one ball all the time, Van, he won't have easier on the wrist.
Doug Burke recently finished second in a Casio tournament and cashed $1,250, averaging $232 a game. So he knows his way around, as you can see by that delivery. And his second strike of the match, they have come on lane 12. We play 3 gauge total pins, and the winner takes home $400 and defends the championship. Ida Simpson, our scorekeeper, in the background.
You can see Doug Burke is using a gray, shiny, it's a harder urethane shell bowling ball.
Then he goes to the black ball on his spares and pulls the string on another. So he has the double here in frames 3 and 4. And John Meczynski ready to crank it up. Out of Grover Cleveland High School, and Bryant and Stratton attended there.
Both bowlers have a real good shot for the lanes right now because they don't cover a lot of boards. They more or less go down the boards and into the pocket, and the lanes are finishing real nice from out there. And if the lanes don't change today, I look for some high scores, man.
And John comes up and shakes him up with a bit of a light hit there, so he is 4 for 4. He is an assembler, by the way, at the Saginaw Buffalo plant.
You can see the position of John's wrist right at the bottom of the swing. That's where he gets all that. Gets a lot of revs on the ball. He throws it hard enough where he keeps the ball in the pocket.
Occasionally he'll get a shooting pain through the wrist that really can be disconcerting. He has 4 strikes to open the match and comes in light and leaves the 2-8. So that breaks him off, and he will shoot a 2-8 here. Has a composite 214 average, by the way.
See the ball throws this one a little bit too hard. It doesn't come up, And you notice John Meczynski now, he's going to switch to a harder ball on his first shot, a much softer ball on the spare because he's going cross lane and he's getting across the oil. He wants the ball to hook a little harder for him.
And he hit it perfectly.
See, it's usually it's the opposite. A bowler will use a soft shell ball on his first shot and a harder shell to cut down the hook on the second shot.
So Doug Burke now, if he can hang the triple in there, will be down less than a mark in the match. In fact, could be right back to even or ahead. See if he can put it in there. Oh boy, he had both corners standing there for a moment. Then the 7 went reluctantly and left the 10.
This is a strange hit, so I hope we see it again. I don't know what the heck happened here. It's a light hit, and usually the ball will just drive the 5, but look at the 6-pin. It just falls over. The 5-pin comes back, the 7-pin falls over.
Shooting the 10 and shooting it nicely. So he is down, what, 19 pins in the match. Fran backs next week, and then our challenger will be Rich Tomaka of Hamburg. And Burke with a perfect shot there. We're going to take a break now. We're at the midpoint of game 1 with Mike Haynes at Kenmore Lanes, and we'll be back on Beat the Champ.
Hey, let's get something to drink. Let's forget about it.
No, come on, it's no problem.
So, how do we get back in?
Hey. Okay, come on, let's go. You got the keys? This is not a problem.
Hey, Fred, give me a pizza with extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
And hold the tomato sauce.
Hold the tomato sauce.
And hold the crust.
Hold the crust. Hey, Jimmy, give me a cheese with nut. Nothing?
Now you can have the best part of the pizza without the pizza. Introducing Polly-O string cheese. All natural, individually wrapped cheese snacks.
Is this what you want?
Bellissimo. Magnifique.
C'est bon.
Polly-O string cheese snacks. It's the best part of the pizza.
Era Plus takes on today's toughest laundry problem. Your children. They're why you need the protein power of Era Plus. Nothing cleans every stain, but watch Era cut clean through muddy dirt and tough protein stains like grape juice and tomato soup. See, protein gets out protein. Think you've got problems? They're child's play for Era Plus. Protein power to cut clean through.
Look, there's one more thing. I'm thinking of hiring a college kid to replace Davis.
You're kidding. Honor student. Yeah, but he's just out of school. He can't have any experience.
I'm not too sure. He strikes me as a very determined guy.
Yeah, but isn't a college kid a little young to handle that job?
Maybe.
Move out!
But this guy's an Army lieutenant, Bob. ROTC has been training him for the last 4 years.
All right. When can I meet him?
Army Reserve Officers Training Corps, the smartest college course you can take.
Here's John Meczynski, who is up by 19 pins at the midpoint of game number 1. You're watching Beat the Champ on Channel 4. It is the longest running television bowling show in the U.S., probably in the world. And it's leaving the 7-pin. Both bowlers have been clean through 6 frames if Meczynski converts the 7 here.
You know, John, when he's going cross lane, he's opted to go to a softer shell bowling ball, one that'll grip the lane a little bit more, because he's not going to throw the spares from the strike line. He's going to go right around the second arrow.
He has had 3 300 games, 3 299s, and a 786 set. We were talking about the 5th annual Greater Buffalo tournament, which handicap tournament open to all, well, just about every conceivable team combination, women and mixed, men's teams, doubles, singles, $125,000 expected payout in '88, and they will have an extension of the entry deadline to the 1st of May. So that's the last sign-up day for the tournament here at Kenmore, May 1st, and it will open on the 6th of May. A 10-pin leave for John Meczynski.
Van, on freshly oiled lanes like these, what might happen is the oil will carry down. Both bowlers are playing in almost the identical area with all the practice and the bowling in the first part of the match. It seems like the ball right now is not finishing quite as hard as it did. John Meczynski just left a weak 10, and both bowlers have been a little bit light the last few shots.
And John converts. Now, he used his strike ball to convert the 10-pin there.
I don't know what he's doing, Dan.
He's confusing the master's teacher here.
Just going cross lane to the left, it seems like he's going to throw the softer ball. But going to the 10-pin, he's going to throw the harder shell. John did practice a lot of spares, which is in practice. He was throwing a lot of different angles for his spares.
And Doug Burke thought he had that and left a 10-pin. He's shot at a couple of 10s and a 4-pin. In his 3 non-strike frames, he's had a double and 2 solo strikes. Meczynski opened with a 4-bagger. So they've had the same number of strikes, but Meczynski has put them together. Do you see any advantage in being tall as Burke is and with a longer reach in this game, or really doesn't it matter, Mike?
A tall, slender build is a nice build for bowling because you can get that good extension and you don't have to worry about the ball getting, past your hips because he is thin, and it makes it a little easier.
Oh, beautiful hit there, and his 5th strike.
But any size can bowl. We've seen that with in the professional bowl. Some of the best professional bowlers are 5'9" and 125, 130 pounds. It's not how big you are, how tall you are. It's how many times you can hit that pocket.
Well, John Meczynski hit it in his first 4 frames, and since then has had 3 spares. He's 146 through the 6th with a spare on the 7th, first ball in the 8th, and a solid 10-pin.
See, same thing. Either John is throwing the ball a little bit harder, or the ball all of a sudden is going a little bit longer on the lane. You see the late break. It comes in half pocket, and the 6-pin just lays in the channel. What you might see John do is move a little farther to the right, or maybe just soften up his speed, let the ball finish a little bit harder.
Meczynski after the 10-pin. And he has it routinely. His wife, Marianne, is looking on here today. He has a son, John Jr., who is 8. Jennifer Rose, his daughter, is 5. His dad is also here. So both bowlers have a pretty good rooting section at Kenmore Lanes today. We're in the first game of a 3-game match. Doug Burke of Welland and John Meczynski of Buffalo. And another 10-pin. His 3rd shot at the 10-pin.
All right, that was a much better shot. John threw that ball slower, but it still didn't finish. Right now, the lanes look like they've changed a little bit. They've gotten a little bit tighter. The back end of the lane the oil has carried down. So you might see John maybe even switch bowling balls. If he doesn't get the reaction he's looking for, he might go to a little softer bowling ball.
Well, Doug Burke with a double here comes back within a half a mark of the lead. In the 9th frame, he has a strike in the 8th. Doug wears a little support band just below his right elbow. Oh, he came in just a tad high, but carried on that hit. Good turn on the ball, I guess, Mike.
Yeah, he got a nice little break there. Doug threw that ball inside his target a little bit, but because it's a harder shell bowling ball, it just stayed in the pocket and carried the strike.
Let's see, another one puts him up, doesn't it?
Right, one more here, and he goes into the lead. Right now he's down about 6 pins. He can go up by 4.
Got to bring it up. Oh, my. He got a break. He beat the rack on the 10-pin. He's had 2 almost 7-10s now. Left the 7 once and the 10 another time. This time it's the 7.
Doug got that ball a little bit wide, finished late. The head pin came all the way across the kicker, knocked out the 10, made it an easy spare. The only problem sometimes with the harder shell bowling balls, they just don't seem to carry as good as some of the softer shell. If you can use a softer bowling ball and still get the same reaction, you'll probably get a little bit more finish and a little bit more carry.
And looking at 218, and there it is with his 7th strike of the man. He just couldn't seem to cluster them, though, Mike, you know, because he had really enough strikes to bowl a much higher score.
Well, most of that's not how many strikes you get, Van.
Yeah.
If you throw 4 or 5, you can throw 5 strikes in one game and shoot in the 230s. You can throw 6 or 7 strikes and shoot 2-0. So you like to see him in bunches.
Now John Meczynski can get to 234 here by striking out. And he gets the first one. And that's his first strike since the 4th frame, Mike.
That's the thing. He could have went 9 spare and 9 and bowled 222 and only had 4 in a row. Where Doug Burke had 2 doubles and a few extra strikes, and he'd still be down.
So Meczynski will go into the lead. In this first game. 234 maximum with another one. He came in high and got a break on the 4-pin. Tripped it late. Let's watch it in the super slow-mo camera.
John was down on one knee. He knew this ball was a little bit high. They had a chance to strike. Look at the 4-9. Right at the same time, almost.
How many times have we seen that as a split leave, too?
When things are going your way, you'll carry that 4-pin out of there. It's a big strike for John. Puts him up with a full count, 16 pins.
Looking at 234 with his 7th strike. Perfect. And so we have finished game 1 here. Meczynski striking out for a 16-pin lead. We're with Mike Haynes at Kenmore Lanes, and we'll be back on Beat the Champ.
At Long John Silver's, we've gone overboard to bring you a salad with oceans of taste. Heaps of mouth-watering shrimp and seafood combinations. A salad so sensational it comes with a money-back guarantee. Our Ocean Chef Salad.
You're gonna love the salad at your seafood place. Long John Silver's.
The deliciously fresh Ocean Chef Salad.
We wanna see you happy.
Be one of America's winners when you bring home savings from Dodge. Combine our cashback and discount packages for big savings on most new Dodge cars and trucks in stock. Save big on cars, $1,525 on Daytona Shelby Z. Save on trucks, $1,900 on full-size Ram pickups, $2,250 on selected Dakota 4x2s. Save on imports, $1,356 on Ram 50, $955 on Colt DL. So see your Dodge dealer today and be one of America's winners.
It's gotta be a Dodge.
If you're the kind of person who approaches life wide open, your beer just arrived. Extra Gold Draft is what it's called. Big, full tilt taste is what it's got. If you like to drink beer, I mean really like to drink beer, look out. Because this new Extra Gold Draft is the biggest taste that's happened to beer since they put it in cans.
Bowlers, make your reservations now for Kenmore Lane's 5th annual Greater Buffalo Tournament. Handicap is based on 80% of 210, which gives lower average bowlers an equal chance to win top prizes. Last year's tournament paid out over $100,000, and this year's expected payout will be over $125,000. The entry fee is only $20 per bowler per event. Make your reservations now for best choice of dates and time. Call Kenmore Lanes at 875-5223 for your chance at part of $125,000 in prize money.
John Meczynski, who leads by 16 pins, opens with a strike in the second game on Beat the Champ. His 8th strike of the match. Doug Burke converted a 3-6 spare in his first frame, the first multiple pin spare that he has had to shoot at in the match so far today. The Welland bowler, John Meczynski, out of Buffalo.
John's got to take his time getting his hands in the ball, because if he doesn't get in just right, then it aches a little bit. So he puts those fingers in just the way he likes it for the feel.
And he runs it in there for his double. So he's starting in the same fashion that he did in game number 1. And he has packed his 16-pin lead by another mark. Doug Burke out of Welland. We have a lot of Canadian viewers. In fact, the Copels of Toronto watch our show every week. Nice shot there. Boy, that's a beautiful shot by Doug Burke.
Doug, it looks like he's going to have to string strikes, because both bowlers, you know, open frames, there hasn't been an open frame yet, and bowlers are really staying out of trouble. They're right around the pocket.
Oh, that's a beautiful hit. So he comes right back and matches John Meczynski's double with one of his own. Look at our scoreboard, and you see Fran Bax of Niagara Falls is the challenger next week. He's looking on here today.
It'll be fun to watch Franny play the lanes if they're going to be similar to this, because Fran throws that big hook ball, big crank ball, and he can't throw it straight up like John Meczynski and Doug Burke are doing, so we'll see what kind of a shot he has.
See the concentration. Face of John Meczynski, and he has a triple to open the game. He started with a 4-bagger in the first game and then waited a while to get his next strike till the 8th frame, and then struck out in the 10th.
4 in a row, then he's had five spares in a row, and now 6 strikes in a row. So.
Well, when John gets it going, he is tough. No, sir. He left the 10. That's his 4th 10-pin, and that breaks him off at a triple to start this game and 6 in a row, going back to the strikeout frame in the first game.
See the strange color, John. They make some crazy colors. This one is I don't know what they call that, butterscotch or a swirly. It's working well for John today.
Yes, it is. So he breaks off after the triple, spares in the 4th. And now Doug Burke looking for his 3-bagger here.
I got yelled at recently, Van, because I made fun of Gary Kenyon's color of his bowling ball. Next time he saw me, he says, "What's wrong with my bowling ball?"
Oh, yes. Boy, that's a beautiful, beautiful shot. So there's the triple for Doug Burke. And he is right back here, and now down by just 15 pins in the match, and cuts that in half, or cuts that to 5 with another one here.
Right.
So it's very tight.
Key today is keeping your speed correct. If Doug Burke will keeps the same speed. He's got the pocket wired. The only problems he got when he was a little bit too slow.
Oh, he got the shake and bake there. So he's had 4 in a row now. And this match is less than a half a mark difference, or a half a mark difference.
See if he likes it.
Yeah.
Just don't hit yourself in the head, Doug.
Back live with John Meczynski. That super slow-mo Channel 4 bull cam really gives you great graphic shots here. Oh, how did that pin stand up, Mike? You believe that?
No, that's a light hit where the ball actually hits the 5, and it moved it off spot a little bit and didn't hardly even wiggle. Another pin must have, had to hit it, and it's like a 5.5 pin. It's over closer to the 4-pin spot.
Well, John Meczynski's lead is about 4 pins at this point. Assuming that he makes the 5, and he does. He's staying with the same ball now on all of his spare shots.
I think the only time you'll see John use the softer ball is if he's going for a 4 or 7 pin, where he has to cut through, the oil and going across the center of the lane. He feels that the hard-to-shell bowling ball might skid a little too much.
We're halfway through the match, and it is close. About 4 pins in favor of Meczynski. Yes. So we're going to take a break here at the midpoint, and we'll be back right after this.
That's generations ahead.
Hi, folks. I'm Mike Frederick from Winter Chevrolet. Well, we've got over 50 brand new 1987s still in stock, and that means great savings for you. How about this terrific brand new Chevy Sprint with AM/FM stereo for only $55 down and $135 a month? So what do? Pick up the phone now and call us at 837-7600. Or better yet, come on down to Winter Chevrolet and let's make a deal where you're the winner.
Open 9 to 9 every day, 1 to 6 on Sunday.
Hi, I'm Russ Salvatore.
I'm Joe Salvatore of Salvatore's Italian Gardens.
Our seafood menu features live lobster.
Renowned for its world-class cuisine, Salvatore's menu features such culinary delights as Chateaubriand, carved right at your table, succulent rack of lamb, and tempting desserts like our Flaming Cherries Jubilee.
For an evening of truly fine dining, join us at Salvatore's Italian Gardens.
Transit Road, 3 minutes from the Buffalo Airport.
Looking for a place to live? Call the Peace Bridge Apartments at 882-7000. The Peace Bridge Apartments have clean, modern, furnished studio apartments. And for your living comfort, they now feature a whirlpool, sauna, and exercise and game rooms. Now, wouldn't you like to live here? Stop the search for an apartment and open the door to the Peace Bridge Apartments. Rents include utilities and TV cable at the Peace Bridge Apartments, 111 Porter Avenue, 882-7000. No leases required.
Well, while we were away, Doug Burke converted a 4-pin for a spare and then a 10-pin. And John Meczynski is up now, leading by just a few pins. He can add to his lead. He has a strike in the 6th. He's bowling in the 7th. This is Van Miller with Mike Haynes at Kenmore Lanes on Beat the Champ. And John drills it.
This is a match that's going to be won with strikes, Van, not open frames. Doesn't seem like
I would say
either bowler is going to give the other one an opening with a big split.
Well, the lead is just about where it was at the start of the game, 16 pins. And Meczynski now can add to that with a strike and a triple in the 8th frame. Second game. And he got it. Looked a little light, but it was right there for his 13th strike of the match. If you're wondering about Lori Branham, who won our 2 previous shows, she is bowling a couple of pro tournaments, and so Doug Burke, the alternate, has replaced her on Beat the Champ today. Doug in the 8th frame. Brings it up in and deserved a better fate, I thought, Mike. That 6 turned right around the 10.
The ringing 10 pin. Doug thought he had a good shot, and watch the action of the 6. Just flies right around and jumps over the top. When you can carry that 10 pin on a consistent basis, look out here. Oh.
Little ridge runner. I thought it might
Doug did.
catch the channel too.
I'm sitting right behind him, and I thought, but he knew what he was doing.
Let's see that in slow motion here, Mike.
It just started to hook, right? It looked like it was going to slide by, but
beautiful shot. Well, I tell you, we have not had an open in this match. We have gone now almost 20 frames of bowling. Actually, 40 frames of bowling without an open. We haven't had a split.
John's left one 2-pin spare, and then Doug Burke was he left a 3-6. That was his only multiple pin spare. See, John reset himself. He put his hand on the ball, didn't like the feel, and he came back and got a little bit air and
looking for 4 in a row in the 9th frame here. No, it jumped in a little high. Leaves a 4-7.
John carried a hit like this 10th frame, second ball of 10th, where he tripped out the 4-9, but the 2-pin just flew right over the top of the 4 and 7. And now John, you see John with a duller, the black ball going across the oil.
So he's up, what, 25, Mike? John Meczynski leading by 25 pins. Again, let me tell you that they have extended the entry deadline for the 5th annual Greater Buffalo Tournament here at Kenmore Lanes to the 1st of May. The expected payoff, $125,000 for all the divisions. And he's right back in the strike zone there. First ball in the 10th frame. 14th strike. And another big game here for John Meczynski. Mike, if he strikes out, even if he doesn't, he's looking at 246 with a strikeout.
Right, this angle to the pocket is one of the best for carrying a lot of strikes and having a big series. When you can play the outside line and not cover that many boards, you're going to get a lot of good carry.
Oh yes, boy, did you see that ball caress the 9-pin late? You know, it's
it didn't jump real. Sometimes it'll cut right through and jump right through there, but the straighter shot, it's just
right there.
Check the size of that ball out. It must be
our director Joe Javenko coming through with a nice look at that. And looking now for his 16th strike and the second time he has struck out in the match. 246 if he carries them all like that. Whoa. Boy, he sure has used that 10th frame as a weapon here today, hasn't he?
Definitely keeping the pressure on. Doug Burke has to strike out just to keep the lead. At 16 pins, he can cut it 1 pin if he strikes out with a 247.
Big numbers on the board here today. How about it, Doug? Oh, boy, that 10 pin now, that's a couple of times that he could just as well have had that.
Doug, a little bit too hard, doesn't get the good finger lift. You see the ball deflect, and that leaves the 6 pin right laying in the channel.
And that's going to make the job a little bit tougher for him because Meczynski just will not yield here.
With a full count, the lead will be 35 pins.
So Doug Burke will have some striking to do. As I said, we have not had an open frame in this match. A wiggle, but no fall on the 7. And we're looking at 36-pin lead for John Meczynski when we come back.
Come up their favorite way, 'cause there's Folgers to brew, the aroma's calling you. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your car.
Nothing brightens your morning like mountain-grown Folgers. Mountain-grown coffee beans have more enticing aroma and richer flavor than any other kind.
That rich aromatic blend is your best morning friend. Starts you out feeling good, that day goes like it should. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your car.
Save during the grand opening of Bison Turf Equipment, Western New York's newest Snapper dealer.
Only one rear-engine rider is America's #1 choice, Snapper. #1 in rugged dependability and innovative features, like high vacuum mowing with your choice of catchers, Snapper. America's #1 choice. Quick-starting Snapper walk mowers have the same built-in quality and let you detach, vacuum leaves, and finish the whole job fast.
Bison Turf Equipment, 7140 Transit, across from the Transitown Plaza.
John Meczynski has opened with a spare on the 10-pin in the third game. He leads Doug Burke of Welland, Ontario by 36 pins as we go to the third and final game on Beat the Champ. Ball change here, Mike?
Right, Doug Burke in the 10th frame on his count ball. Switch to this black ball just for maybe a little different reaction. Left the 7-pin with it. You could see him, he must have gave his family there a little, gave him the eye a little bit because he got a nice little reaction. The ball finishes a little bit hard. It's a little softer shell bowling ball than the hard urethane. This is more of a medium type.
Burke has bowled 218 and 226. Meczynski 234 and 246. Now Burke can cut the lead to 26 with a double here. Oh yes, he got it. He got a hit on right on the top of that 7-pin.
See, what Doug is trying to do, he's just trying to open up the pocket a little bit more. He's trying to switch balls, maybe something that will give him a little different reaction, a little different finish. Well, maybe he'll carry out that light hit a little bit better. And he started out with a double.
So Meczynski's lead is down to 26 pins. And he answers with a strike. His 17th of the match.
See, sometimes you can be hitting the pocket and really scoring halfway decent, but still, you know, you see the higher average bowlers will change bowling balls just to try to get something a little bit better, especially on a high-scoring condition.
Fran Bax of Niagara Falls comes in next week to challenge, then Rich Tamaka of Hamburg, and he'll be followed by Ron Hubble of Rochester. And then Craig Woodhouse as we start to wind down this 31st season. Beat the Champ. A double for John Meczynski.
Well, John's not. He's not letting Doug in on anything. He's going to keep the pressure on.
You know, like the NASCAR race, you know, the guy up in the lead just isn't going to let you come by him. He's going to, no matter what you do, going to stay out in front. Got to bring that up. Oh, he got a roll, but not a hit on the 10. That was a late finishing ball. He's left 5 10-pins now. 6 10-pins.
Different bowling ball. He got it a little bit wide. He's hoping it to come back. Just doesn't bite. Now watch the head pin. Sometimes you'll see that it just didn't get into a roll. It just sort of stayed on the base of it, and
it was bouncing and skidding on its way over there. Never did get the job done.
If that pin starts to roll, it goes over and hits the 10 pin.
So we're right back where we started from. 36-pin lead for John Meczynski. Is that right, Mike?
Right. He answered Doug Burke's double with a double of his own. He was leading by 36 going in. This game is relatively even.
That's got to come up too, and it finishes nicely.
See, he gets a little more finish with that ball, a little more hook. So he's trying to play a little more hook to get better carry. John Meczynski right now can really make it hard for Doug Burke with a couple more strikes here.
We have gone combined 47 frames without an open for these bowlers. I don't know if we've ever gotten into a match that deep without someone leaving a little circle up there.
Two clean games for both bowlers. That's our series.
Oh, boy, he hit that, didn't he? A 10-pin for John Meczynski.
One of Johnny's better shots. He thought he had this one 10 in the pit. And same thing. That 6-pin didn't do its job. Pins got to be, they got to do their jobs. The ball only hits, I think, 4 pins, so.
Yeah. Perfect. So John Meczynski spares in the 4th frame. He is holding on to a 36-pin lead, and now it becomes essential for Burke to really pour some strikes in there. And
of our spare shots, we've only seen 2 spares that were choppable. John Meczynski left the 2-8 one time early in the match, and Doug Burke, the only choppable spare he left was the 3-6.
Fifth frame. Meczynski, the leader, by 36. Oh, and he got a break on the 2-pin. Late fall on the 2.
John went over and said something to Ida. I don't know what he said, but watch this hit. There's no way that the 2-pin is just...
Looks like everything's out of business.
For some reason, the pin came rolling back. It got hit by another pin and knocked it over.
Back live to Doug Burke. He needs it. He's got it. Oh, yes. Boy, he needed that one.
But he needs this one more, Van.
Yes, he does. Yeah. He's just got to have it here.
He almost has to throw 4 or 5 in a row right here at this point.
Well, he's down, what now, about 26. He's picked up a little bit on that double, has he?
Right, he could get it down to about 15 or 16 with 1 here.
Oh, it was absolutely perfect. Well, we're going to take a break. The tension mounts, and we'll be back with Mike Haynes on Beat the Champ after this.
The 1988 Chevrolet Beretta, a new kind of performance car for those who appreciate the not so straight and narrow.
For those of you interested in buying a new Chevy Beretta or Beretta GT, there's a big difference between buying one now and buying one later. A big difference.
You're looking down the barrel of the biggest news in beer since they put it in cans. Say hello to new Extra Gold Draft. A full tilt taste with something extra that only one great draft beer can deliver. If you like to drink beer, I mean really like to drink beer, this one's gonna turn your head around. The name is Extra Gold Draft. It's the biggest taste that's happened to beer since they put it in cans.
Look, there's one more thing. I'm thinking of hiring a college kid to replace Davis.
You're kidding.
Honor student.
Yeah, but he's just out of school. He can't have any experience.
I'm not too sure. He strikes me as a very determined guy.
Yeah, but isn't a college kid a little young to handle that job?
Maybe.
Move out!
But this guy's an Army lieutenant, Bob. ROTC has been training him for the last 4 years.
All right. When can I meet him?
Army Reserve Officers Training Corps, the smartest college course you can take.
Right now, you can own a beautiful kayak, award-winning carefree pool, and get $500 off.
$500 off?
That's right, $500 off. If you call 1-800-THE-POOL right now, you'll get early delivery, low prices, and no payment until midsummer.
Wow.
Plus,
there's more?
That's right. This price break includes a spa action, hydrojet free. Just call 1-800-THE-POOL.
I know, 1-800-THEPOOL.
Meczynski will shoot the 2-pin. The lead is down to 16 pins his way over Doug Burke, who has rolled a triple. And Meczynski is after the 2, going to the black ball there. Softer shell. This is Van Miller with Mike Haynes, and it's a match now, Mike.
Okay, now it's right around, the lead is 16 or 17 pins, depending on count. Doug Burke, switch balls, the first frame of this game, double spare triple. Right back in the match.
7th frame. Meczynski up by a mark and a half. And a 10-pin.
Got that shot a little bit wide. Didn't have that strong finish at the back end of the lane.
That's his 7th 10-pin leave today. Big shot here for Meczynski. Trying to hold that lead. Got it. Now Burke cuts it to less than a mark with a strike in the 7th frame. There's a look at the scoreboard. You see all the plus 200 games. The lowest game we've had is 218.
Shot.
Came in high. Oh, he got a break. He got a big break on the 6-pin.
Boy, it looked like that was going to be a good shot, but the ball jumped on the nose. Right for a second, he has the 4, 6, and the 7. The 6-pin goes down late.
He got it nudged from the back, too. Oftentimes, that pin that does that job will be in the pit before it can knock it over. He's got it. What do you make it now, Mike? Still about a mark and a half. 17 pins. Meczynski up by 17. And we're in the 8th frame.
But with only 3 frames to go, John Meczynski doesn't seem like he's going to throw an open frame. He hasn't yet. Doug Burke is going to need a triple to win if John Meczynski will not, if he would not throw any strikes of his own.
Reaching out, late hit on the 7-pin. He got it. What a great match we have here today at Kenmore Lanes on Beat the Champ. Tell you, hate to see either of these guys lose the way they've been bowling today, Mike.
Both bowlers have been real steady. They have real good games for this type of condition because they don't cross a lot of boards. Sometimes you see the big crankers on a condition that's a little outside like this. They'll throw a lot of strikes, but they'll throw some splits and some wild open frames.
And, you know, no one has crossed over or misfired in that direction today. Look at this, right in the pocket. I mean, that was in the garage.
John just rifled that ball solid in the 1-3 pocket. Perfect strike.
Ninth frame. This is a very, very big shot now for John Meczynski. He can really put a lot of pressure on Doug Burke by doubling here because he has the hammer. He has the lead by 17 pins.
Even if John would strike here, he still wouldn't close out Doug Burke.
Drilled it. No question about it. It was position A in the pocket.
Doug Burke is going to have, if he strikes out, he can shoot 257. John Meczynski with 9 spare would shoot 217. Doug Burke at least needs 2 strikes to force John Meczynski to at least mark. He's got to have it.
Oh. Left the 10-pin. So Doug Burke, who left 2 10s in the first game, 3 in the second, and 2 more in the third. Will make the conversion in the 9th frame and now step up on lane 11.
The only chance Doug Burke has is to strike all the way out with 3 1/10. Then John Meczynski would have to throw a real bad count in an open frame.
And another 10-pin. So we're going to have a champion from Buffalo, John Meczynski. And what a beautiful day of bowling we've had here on Beat the Champ at Kenmore Lanes today. Not an open frame in the house. And Doug Burke, our alternate today, replacing Laurie Branham, did a really outstanding job. No question about it.
He shoots 670 and lose with a strike.
Whoa. The man from Welland, Ontario. You hate to see anyone lose under those circumstances, bowling so well, but John Meczynski just would not be caught today.
Johnny needs the first one in a 10th, first strike in a 10th to go over the 700 barrier.
Burke's last 2 games were 226. 670. What a great set. John Meczynski, sore wrist and all. Going for 7. 22 strikes. Fran Back's taking it all in here today, signing autographs over there and making notes.
Oh, Franny will throw some strikes, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Meczynski opened with a 234, went to 246. He's getting bigger and bigger here.
Six clean games, Van.
Yep. I don't know that we've ever done that on this show. That's 23 strikes.
Early in the season, Tom Bogdan was on, and he had a run of, I think, 2 shows in a row where he had.
Yes.
He had 2 clean.
But not combined, not both bowlers.
Not both bowlers, no.
Looking at 238 here. Boy, that is a ton, isn't it? John Meczynski. He's our new champion. Well, the last ball.
Doesn't have to
That's
shoot
the
it.
first time we looked at a strike and it or a split, and it doesn't matter. John Meczynski is the winner, and we'll be back 7-16.
If spring fever is making you anxious for summer, then get a head start on summer fun and see our good people. At Paddock Chevrolet, summer fun begins with Berettas as low as $89.99, or the full-size Caprice starting at $12,358, and S10 Blazer as low as $13,785. Plus, we have a wide selection of quality used cars and trucks. Got spring fever? We have the cure. Come see us.
'Cause we're good people too.
We're committed to your satisfaction.
Hey, let's get something to drink. Let's forget about it.
No, come on, it's no problem.
So, how do we get back in?
Hey. Okay, come on, let's go. You got the keys? This is not a problem.
Well, it was a tremendous match today with 2 outstanding bowlers. Doug Burke, come on out here. I don't know what you have to shoot to win around this place, but you were just absolutely superb today. Not an open by either bowler. What a match.
It was an excellent match. We both bowled well. I didn't get the breaks I wanted, and even John could have had a few more breaks, but he outdid me.
Yeah, on the 10-pin, you know, you left a couple of ringing 10s that we thought should have fallen, but I think the same for John. It was a terrific match.
Yes, I think so, too.
Okay, take $200 and our best wishes. You're the first Canadian-born ever to win on this show.
Yes.
You're going to win again, I'm sure. Thank you.
I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you very much. Come on, John. What is this about a sore wrist and 10 pounds heavier than you were before? You were absolutely outstanding today. What a great match.
It was a great match. It was just, I carried a couple more times than Doug did, and that was the difference, I guess, because they both bowled very well.
Boy, you know, I don't think either bowler ever came close to, crossing over. You just had a shot, didn't you?
Yeah, and no opens either.
Yeah,
neither one of us. I started thinking about that near the end. I says, but no one opened both matches.
Well, the master up there, Mike Haynes, was talking about that. You know, we said the first time I think our bowlers have combined not to leave an open, we're talking about 60 frames of bowling.
Right, and it was excellent. It was a great match, man.
Piece of cake next week, Fran backs, no problem.
Franny's tough. You know, everybody knows Franny. It should be a good match.
Okay, here you go. $400. John Meczynski, our champion. Thank you very much. All right. Well, that's it from Kenmore Lanes today, and we'll be back with Mike Haynes next week. So you keep rolling those strikes out there, and we'll see you back here next week on Beat the Champ. So long, everybody.
Beat the Champ from Kenmore Lanes and Kenmore is sanctioned by the American Bowling Congress and the Women's International Bowling Congress.
Fran Backs versus John Meczynski, Saturday on Beat the Champ. Fran Backs challenges John Meczynski, Saturday on Beat the Champ. Hi, this is Van Miller, reminding you that Saturday night at 7, it's a battle of right-handers on Beat the Champ. Our champion is John Meczynski of Buffalo, who's trying for his second win. The challenger, Fran Backs of Niagara Falls, who earlier this season bowled a big 773 series. Watch two of the area's finest bowlers compete on Beat the Champ, Saturday night at 7 on Channel 4.
The price, Tuesday. Channel 4 presents